forgot. This was right.
You ready?
Oh my god, alright,
Yeah.
let's do this. And we are starting now. Hello. I know that this looks weird, and it's because I forgot to film an intro and an outro, so you'll be seeing me again here at the end of the video, but that's besides the point. So this video, the title kind of explains it all, is college worth it. I have an interview with Justin Wood in this one, where he kind of talks about his experiences and how college has helped him and what his opinions are on college going forward, being somebody who has just graduated. So now that we got the intro and what this video is actually about out of the way, I'm just gonna switch you guys on back to them. Hi, I'm Brent. I'm obviously, you know me. I've been on this channel a lot, obviously, since it is my channel. Kind of title is College Worth It. So this right here is a series that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I did not go to college for this craft. I was all self-taught. But this right here is...
I'm Justin.
Justin. You kind of want to do a little intro, tell people where you're from and everything?
So I'm originally from Lawson, but I went to college at Northwest Missouri State, and I majored in mass media broadcast production, but it's kind of just a jack of all trades, so I did video, photography, pretty much anything you can do with a camera, they taught you.
So would you say like finding a mentor was the thing that changed?
Kind
for you?
of. So going in as a freshman, we had a student-led TV station called KNWT, and I think at the time we had like 8 different shows, and they're all student-led. So there's a producer, and then they get to pick what crew that they get and like how many and what the show's going to consist of, the time length, all that stuff. And it actually goes out on like the local TV or whatever, but we also put it on YouTube. And so going in, it wasn't as much of finding one mentor as it was seeing all of these people that are just, 1, 2, 3 years older than I am doing what I want to do, which is, produce the show or create all this high level content with, the equipment that we have at hand. And so I think it was more not necessarily finding a mentor, but being able to learn from all of these mistakes that they were making right in front of me. So that I didn't have to make it, the next year, the year after. It helped a lot. Mm-hmm. And so I think I can't imagine what I would have had to learn by myself if I hadn't gone to college. So I give props to you for going out on your own, because just every single experience I had, with the guidance of somebody that actually knew what they were doing, changed my outlook on everything immensely. Because being able to put my hands on equipment that I wouldn't have had access to just on my own helped me learn more than I would have ever been able to learn through YouTube or, just a friend with a camera. It was an invaluable experience for me. And so,
I mean, out of like what I've done with this and the whole YouTube, learning through YouTube type of scene, was that like I was thrown into the pot of like having a lot of say in the very beginning, because I was, I am and still am with a viewpoint and everything, and I was given the power of basically being a director and everything like that. But I was that whenever I didn't know exactly what that was and like the preparedness and everything that comes along with that. And I had a mentor too. The co-founder was Mello, and he taught me a lot with that. So like one of the biggest things, to go off of that, is the mentor piece and trying to find somebody to not only learn from their mistakes like on their behalf and everything like that, but also having somebody to pick you up whenever or
kick you in the ass when you need it. That was huge. Because we had strict deadlines, just like everybody does with that kind of industry. So like if we didn't meet a deadline, it wasn't necessarily you're fired, but like you would lose grades, you would you'd get the real consequences that would come along with it. So it was definitely trying to match a real world experience, while having a safer place to fail. Then rather than you're out $1,200 because you fucked up this project, it's more like this is what you did wrong. It sucked. You ruined our show this week, but let's see what you can do better next week. You
You
know,
ruined our show.
I have heard that in critiques. Yeah, it's just,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
So how cutthroat was that?
So what we do is we have about 45 people.
Wow.
And it's a TV practicum class. So like there's a lot of practicum classes for education where you go and student teach and stuff like that. So for us, we have a whole practicum class, and then those people who have usually been there, 1 or 2 years, have a little bit of experience under the belt. They can be producers. 1 producer per show, and this last one we had 11 shows. So that's how many hours of content, half an hour each. And so they got to pick that crew. And usually if you've been a crew member before, you get issued a pack. If it's a show, like a new show or something like that.
What's a pack?
Like a little, 2 or 3 minute segment of whatever you're going to be covering that week. Or if there's a show called Gen 2, which is a gaming show that we have.
Right.
And so they would, one of their packs was, hey, I'm going to review this game. I'm going to tell you why it sucks and why you shouldn't buy it or why it was awesome, So anyway, they are on their own, basically. Like they come up with their idea or they get assigned an idea. And then they go out and they get the equipment they need. They schedule the talent that they need to interview or whatever, and then they shoot, turn it into the producer. Producer looks at it, puts it in a huge timeline. That's the show. During critiques, the producers would all meet together with the GM, which is Craig. He was the general manager for the station, and he watches every single second of all the show. And then on every one, we go vlogs. You ever heard of that? You type in your critiques, and then we can review them later on. It has like time.
I've never heard of that.
Well, it has timestamps, so like you can stop there, write a critique,
okay,
and then keep watching. So once a week, the exec team, which is the producers, the GM, and then the engineer, which is Will Murphy, we'd all meet in a room and discuss any issues we had with our crew that week or whatever, and then they would tear us apart with the critiques of the show. Like there's detailed critiques like this light sucked, your audio was muffled here, and usually if it's not a huge issue, they weren't gonna punch you in the face for it. Like it was more like they're more like, this is something you need to work on, your audio's a little rough here. But if it's like if we're on week 8 and you're still having that same issue, they're gonna be like, dude, either you fix it or we're finding a new producer. Like that's just how it is. It could get cutthroat, especially if you repeated the mistakes, because the thing about college is it's a safe place to fail. It's safe for the first 1, 2, 3 times you do it. But if you just keep fucking up, that just means you're not trying. They wouldn't grade you on necessarily how good your content was, but how much better it got throughout the semester. So you started out and edited in Windows Movie Maker and the thing was trash, you'd get ripped apart. But as long as you were making a decent pack that you could sit down and watch by the end of the semester, you got a good enough grade.
Going off of kind of towards your experiences, in relation with mine, I guess mine was very cutthroat, partially because it was real and everything like that. So I'm also dealing with people that are a decade older than me, right? So I'm 18.
Yeah.
Mello was 28. At that time, I was literally I can't fuck up. I'm the one in charge. I can't fuck up. So it was scary to fail. It was that sense of this is gonna be fucking bad. And I remember I screwed up once, and it cost the client I think around $400, $500. But you feel it because that's your fuck up. I typically and this is for me because I'm more of a trial by fire type of guy. If I do that once, I'm not gonna do it again because it fucked me so bad in that one.
You have to have something that's gonna. You have to have a real consequence for your actions.
Exactly. And I'm back. So I know that was kind of a abrupt pause in the interview, but some of the footage got corrupted, and there were some technical difficulties whenever it came to the editing of it, so I had to cut some of it down. But hopefully this was informational for you guys to kind of get a different side of somebody who's already been through college, because I know me. I had tons of questions coming straight out of high school and then going into college and not knowing if this was the right thing for me. Hopefully this helped you in making your final decision on what you're going to do, if you're going to go to college or not. So I have a couple more interviews coming with a couple different people that I know that are graduating from college, so hopefully they can give you some more insight on helping you make your decision and whatnot. Know that these are people's experiences, and know that everybody has a unique experience whenever it comes to college and life after high school, and finding your way there. I mean, people just have different experiences in that, so some of them might be good, some of them might be bad. Please drop a comment below if you guys have any questions that you guys want me to give any future interviews coming up that could hopefully sway your decision one way or another. And if you guys did like the video, please drop a like, subscribe, it all helps out. It all, helps this come true. I have some bigger projects I'm working on right now as far as, my first short film. So I'm going to be doing that here soon, which should be coming out. So, and I will catch you guys in the next one.